Sage Wanderer here, and welcome to Coffee Talk! So today, we're going to talk about 3I Atlas, the comet that's not a comet. Today is its closest passage by the Earth, so it's as close as it's going to get today. And there's been a ton of conspiracy theories on the internet about how today is going to be a day of disaster. Well, right now, as of the filming of this, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'm having my afternoon coffee, and so far the world is still standing. We're also going to talk about the new Steven Spielberg movie, Disclosure, and the concept of disclosure, and the concept of whether or not they're going to finally come out and tell us about all the aliens and lizard people that are in control of everything. Don't shape-shifting lizard people. But before we get started, I want to thank all of you who support the channel through your kind financial gifts. It's your donations that keep this channel on the air. None of these videos are monetized by choice, and I rely exclusively on your personal support. So if you find this stuff interesting, entertaining, enlightening, if you appreciate the content, please consider dropping me a donation through the links in the description below to Cash App, to PayPal, or to my post office box. So, today's another end of the world day. I don't know. Do you believe it? It doesn't look like it so far. I'm still breathing. But a lot of people are thinking that because today is the day that the comet, the 3I Atlas comet, that's not a comet, it's not acting like a comet, it's not colored like a comet, doesn't have a tail like a comet, it's not moving like a comet, that because it's closest today, that today is going to be some disaster. And it could still happen. This thing could turn and come right into our orbit and show itself for what it might be. An alien spaceship. Don't. I will say this, there's a lot of predictive programming in the movie that's coming out, Disclosure, in the way that they've done a soft disclosure through the government. They've had testimonies on Capitol Hill about how UFOs are real, they're a phenomenon we don't understand, and they're not of earthly origin. Don't. But this comet that's not a comet, I mean, there's mysterious stuff in the universe that we don't understand, and it might just be one of those things, some kind of weird space rock that doesn't look like any of the other weird space rocks. But there's a lot of stuff about this thing that puts up some red flags. Like, for instance, some things seem to drop off of it or depart from it when it got close to Mars and descended to the surface of Mars. Some people are saying that it was spraying some terraforming type of substance onto Mars to reinvigorate the Martian landscape and make it inhabitable for lizard people, aliens, or whatever these things are that are supposed to be in this comet that's not a comet. I do find the name of the thing kind of interesting. 3I Atlas. 3I? Third eye? Third eye? Could this be a great awakening? The disclosure everyone's been wondering about? Is this going to be when we finally find out that aliens are real because we get our third eye opened? And then Atlas obviously was a Nephilim. Atlas was a demigod from Greek mythology who held the world on his shoulders. Is the world going to tilt on its axis, cause massive tsunamis, and wipe out cities like Houston, New York, and Los Angeles? Some people are claiming that. Some people are saying that's what's going to happen, that this thing is going to somehow affect the Earth's gravitational pull, causing massive volcanic eruptions and tsunamis, end of the world kind of stuff. And it does seem to go in line with some of the real world things we're seeing. For some time now, for about 10 years, the elites have been building underground bunkers that are more like underground cities. And there's been reports over the past few months since the Atlas comet came onto the public scene where People at high levels in government and corporations are moving their families into these bunkers ahead of time. They're moving their families, in the case of government workers, onto military bases that have, deep underground military bases there where they can survive potentially. So that's going on, along with this soft disclosure that's been happening for the last couple of years. And now Steven Spielberg has put out this movie. Speaking of third eye, and opening your third eye and having an awakening across the globe. When you look at the trailer of that upcoming film that's going to be released in the summer, you start to see that being kind of a theme in the film. There's a couple of scenes where they show an alien person with kind of lizard looking eyes staring into someone else's eyes, and then you see their eyes change. And you realize that they're having some kind of Vulcan mind meld with the human. And another clip from that trailer, you see a man who's doing remote viewing, and he's clearly seeing some kind of vision. Something's taking control of him. The theme that these aliens in the Disclosure movie by Steven Spielberg might have powers to possess people, occupy their body, or imprint thoughts, images, or feelings onto the humans directly, potentially through their third eye, three eye atlas. It's like they're just telling us what's happening. But if you watch this channel, that I believe that aliens are demons and demons are aliens. And I intend to get back now that I'm kind of getting past the shoulder injury. It's like less pain, and I'm believing I'm going to heal. And, I kind of got some of this stuff in my head cleared up that's been bugging me and stuff I've been dealing with. And so I'm getting back on the job here and getting into some heavy duty thinking. But, I'm going to reinvigorate my series on literal revelation, where we look at things in the book of Revelation not as types and shadows, or not as coded messages, but just look at them literally on the face of it. And if you read it that way, the book of Revelation is the story of an alien slash demonic invasion of this planet, where this beast character, along with the false prophet, does signs and wonders, maybe through your third eye. I don't know. Um, and he basically hypnotizes the world and causes the whole world to worship him. I mean, how would that happen? We can't agree on anything in this world. I mean, no, to get everyone to bow down and worship him, it'd have to be some pretty next level stuff, right? And of course, you get into where you can't trust what you see, because AI is getting more and more believable, more and more difficult to distinguish from real videos and images. But if something happened in the sky, not through the little box you're watching me on, not through the internet, not through your television set, but something you could step outside from all around the world and look up and see something in the sky that was breathtaking, amazing, and potentially impossible to fake. Well, there is the whole Project Bluebeam thing. Give me a thumbs up if you think this might be Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam being a hoax about an alien disclosure, made to look like the second coming of Christ potentially. And I will say this: when you look at the Steven Spielberg Disclosure trailer, there is a ton of religious imagery, nuns, people holding their crucifixes. And one of the things that people have always been afraid of, especially the Catholic Church, especially high level religious leaders, they're afraid that if we ever discovered life on other planets, or that maybe demons were real and had a physical body as well as supernatural abilities to invade your mind, that it might, if they came as aliens or people from another planet, beings from another dimension, that it might make everyone question the narrative on, religion and the way it's interpreted. Too late. Everybody's already walked away from that. I mean, honestly, everybody's looking for other answers, that make more sense. But, throughout the trailer, there are these religious images that make me think that part of the theme of it is the effect that disclosure will have on religious people, to the point where the papacy came out and had a decree. It's been several years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago, when all of this disclosure stuff started to come to the surface. And they made a statement that the discovery of extraterrestrials from another planet or dimension would in no way affect the Catholic faith. That all it does is prove that God is bigger than we think, and that God can still be God, and this other stuff can still be real. I kind of agree. Like, God's going to be God, right? These creatures, whoever or whatever they are, if they come to this planet, if it gets disclosed that they've already been here, that we've already made deals with them, that this technology that we all use came from them, if all that comes to the surface, it won't change my opinion of God at all, because those entities are subject to God's law just like we are, right? And if you look at the book of Revelation in a literal form, then it's a story of an alien invasion with monsters coming out of the sea and flying beasts that devour humans and hurt them and sting them, and it's just all of this craziness. But ultimately what happens is Jesus Christ comes back and puts them all in their place. Are we about to experience cosmic war? Dun dun dun. Are we going to sit here hovering in our homes while angels and demons fight it out in the sky? And will they have wings and fight with swords like we've been shown in religious iconography? Or will they be flying in flying saucers, shooting laser beams and using vaporization, weapons to destroy or maybe even disappear the other entity in their spaceship? And there's the old saying that magic is just technology that we don't understand. And so, are these entities already here? One could argue something's going on. And I've said many times on this channel that the technological advancements since 1947 to the current date are unprecedented in human history. We have never made leaps like this. We went from my grandmother, who died at 105 recently, well, a few years back she died. She died since I've been on this channel. And, she was born in the horse and buggy days and passed away with her own Facebook page and YouTube channel, right? So I don't think she had a YouTube channel. She had a bunch of social media anyway. It was mainly ran by her grandkids, but nonetheless, the advancement just in her lifetime was insane. And it doesn't make sense that humans made this huge jump on their own. If so, why didn't we do it thousands of years ago? Why now? Why did we just get suddenly smarter now? And I think it might be, my theory might be true, that we've been trading technology with these aliens. People in high level government have been in contact with them. The elites, including Steven Spielberg, know exactly what's going on. This movie coming out in the summer is to prepare us for disclosure. AI Atlas might be a flying rock, and then again, it might be a Nephilim inside of a ship. Has come here to open your third eye so that you can see through the dimensional wall into the other realm past the veil and see all of these creatures that have been here the whole time, operating and vibrating in an invisible way. Like the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder. Wouldn't it be creepy if they were actually there and now you've opened your third eye and you can see them? Don't. It all sounds insane. And the grounded, pragmatic person in me thinks, this makes about as much sense as an Saturday afternoon monster mash matinee when I was a kid in black and white TV. It's just all fantasy. It's just our imagination running wild. But there is a lot of stuff we can't explain. And the disclosure, I believe, is real. I mean, people have seen these UFOs. Thousands of people claim that they have been abducted. Many people have experienced demonic possession type experiences perpetrated on them by these grays, where they're taken away and experimented on. There's this whole theory that's out there, people that claim that they're hybrid alien humans, or they have a hybrid alien human baby. And, even if 99% of it was total fantasy and delusion, still leaves the 1%. Can it all be fantasy and delusion? Is Steven Spielberg's movie Disclosure going to be preparing us for what's about to happen? Is the book of Revelation going to play out in a literal way that it makes all the theologians get egg on their face, right? When Christ comes back with a heavenly host behind him to take control of this earth from the devil and his demons, is it going to be on a white horse? or on a 3AI Atlas kind of comet that's not a comet spacecraft that just descends onto the planet with the heavenly host, a fleet of them behind? I don't know. The Sumerians said it happened once before, right? Ancient mythology tells the same story. In Greek mythology, it talks about how the gods came down and took human wives, and the offspring were demigods, and you get the same story in Genesis 6. Are we about to experience one of the most mind-boggling times in human existence? The return of the gods. Is disclosure real? Is it Project Bluebeam? Is it all manipulation, or is there something to it? Tell me what you think in the comments section. Enjoy your coffee. Let it ruminate. Put some thought on this thing. It all might just be a Saturday afternoon sci-fi matinee played out in the minds of the curious, such as myself. Tell me what you think. Is it all baloney? Is there something to it? Is this just a comet? It sure don't act like a comet. Are they going to terraform the Earth and turn it into something else? Are these monsters from the book of Revelation going to be real, not just figurative? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments section. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to support the channel. And we'll see you next time on Coffee Talk.